decisions when it has to do with your finances, everything that has to do with money. We don't just talk about money. We tell you what to do to save your money, what to invest in, the opportunities opened to you. And that takes us to what we discussed yesterday, even though I was a little bit under the weather yesterday. Well, all the same, this work requires you to, commitment. You just have to find a way to come to work. Yesterday, we talked about how you can actually position yourself for job opportunities. And we're going to have a part 2, yes, today. Of course, if you're just joining in and you're wondering, who is actually talking? Who's this voice? My name is Samuel Akpabio, and I'm still, on the breakfast show. Blessing Chinwe will be joining us much later on the show. And this morning, of course, we'll be playing host to our very regular guest. Of course, I know when I open the mic for him, he's actually going to distance himself from being a regular guest to being a fresh guest. All right. Good morning, Mr. James Adeshina.
Well, good morning to you, Akpabio. Thanks for having me here.
I thought as much. All right. It's a financial solution show, and today we're taking a look at how you can actually build a fortune from family business here in Nigeria. Wherever you are in Nigeria, you're in Lagos here, you're in Ogun State, wherever you are, even in your village, of course, you can build fortune. And this topic is not just something we're going to discuss here alone. You will be a part of this conversation by calling the number 0906-000-3352 or send us your WhatsApp messages via the number 0807-221-4389. And just to also let you know that we'll have a guest, Mr. Adeshina, I'm talking about Mr. Adeshina's partner. He's actually going to join us from Ibadan via phone line. Yes, much later on the show. And just to reiterate this, we may likely take a commercial in the course of this programming. Yes, so you just have to bear with us as we will join our commercial studios in the course of this broadcast. Yes, just heading straight to the business, talking about how you can build fortune from a family business in Nigeria.
No,
yes.
pig farming business.
Farming business,
okay. Pig farming, PIG, pig farming business.
Pig farming business, okay. Rather, we're going to look at that. So it's something that concerns you, yes. Whether you have a piggery farm, yes, or not. You need to have to, at this point in time, start thinking of having one, because you can actually build fortunes. Take a look at the word. We're talking about fortune. We're not talking about you building, small savings and all of that, but a fortune, that's a whole lot. And of course, this concerns you, as I did say. That's why we're calling out the number 0906-000-3352 for you to call in and listen attentively, because the information we're going to churn out to you today on the Financial Solution Show is going to be illuminating. When I say illuminating, it's actually going to enlighten you a whole lot. And that's to let you know that this show performs everything that you can actually think of. It entertains you, it informs you, and as well educates you. And what can you do? All you have to do is just grab a cup of coffee and just sit tight. If you don't like coffee, yes, get a cup of tea and then sit down. For those who don't like tea, you have a bottle of water. That's an option. I know Mr. James likes to drink water. Yes. If you like to drink the water he likes to drink, of course you can grab it also and sit down and get what we have for you on the show this morning. Once again, my name is Samuel Akpabio. Yes, and Mr. James Adeshina is here with me. So James, let's head straight to this. What's the first thing we need to consider talking about building a fortune from piggery farm, business in Nigeria? What's the first thing to do?
All right, thank you so much, Akpabio. Pig farming is a topic that I always love to talk about. And when it comes to making money from farming business generally, of course, pig farming is one of the most lucrative. And why we had the fortune in front of pig is because I aside from doing the business of snarery, that is the snake farming business, which of course can feed you daily,
Okay.
even for years. You can also build a fortune from snarery, that is snake farming, but it's kind of quicker, when you go into what they call the piggery business, in Nigeria. Reason because our population is growing every day. We're over 200 million,
Right.
and you have a whole lot of Nigerians that love the meat, the meat of pig. That is the demand for pig in Nigeria and even outside the country is on the high side.
Okay.
Now, talking about pig farming business, what is pig farming? Or we can also call it pork farming, P-O-R-K,
Really?
pork farming,
Okay.
or hog farming, H-O-G. Okay, so these are like terms, other words that you also call pig. Some even call it a piggery business. Okay, so you are still saying the same thing. So this is the process of raising and breeding of domestic pigs as livestock. Okay, the process of raising, breeding of domestic pigs as livestock. So that is what pig farming business is all about.
Yes,
And of course,
okay.
it is a branch of animal husbandry. Okay, this is a branch of animal husbandry, and pigs are farmed principally for food, for consumption.
Okay, Mr. James, before you go ahead, because I know you still have a lot to say, talking about raising pigs, it's some people don't really like raising that. They like being in the mud and all of that. It pollutes the environment and all of that. And you going into rearing or raising pigs, okay, or starting a piggery farm, how do you get to build, this fortune? What do you do first? What's the first thing you have to do? You've established, the terminologies for this, piggery farm, raising fortune or getting fortune or even building or creating fortune from piggery business, okay? How? What's the first thing you need to do? Talking about this.
Okay, I'm just going to take the listeners through the steps that you need to take before you start the pig farming business in Nigeria. And of course, as Akpabio said, when he was opening the show, my partner is also going to join us from Ibadan, because there's a pig farm in Ibadan. So he's going to join us to also, say one or two things, about the topic, pig farming business in Nigeria. But let me just take you through the steps. The number one step, of course, which we are going to be covering under this education, under this pig farming education, is one, the stage of buying your pigs. Okay, that's the step one.
Okay.
Step two is the housing and bonding, okay, of your pigs. Number three is the fencing and, of course, outdoor shelter if necessary. Number four, which is step four, is the pig watering and their feed schedule. Number five is the warming schedule. Number six, the breeding schedule. Number seven, the pig gestation and farrowing. Number eight, raising piglets. So all of these I'm going to be touching them myself, and of course my partner, who is of course going to join us from Ibadan. Okay, but before I go into explaining all of those steps, you need to also understand that pig farming business is a lucrative business in Nigeria that has been on for centuries. So it's not just a business that is just starting now. The business has been there, and they have been passing it from one generation to the other. And people that are into piggery business are referred to as as big men. Okay, they are
Why?
big men farmers, because of the cost, the cost of set capital intensive. I'm still going to talk about that later. So, and when you now finally have a matured breed or a matured pig, by 100, 250,000 naira, 300,000 naira,
Really?
to sell one pig, one mature pig, a matured pig or pork. So the profit is what makes pig farmers to be called big men.
It's big. As you
Personally,
were talking, I just saw your mouth.
personally,
You said big pig.
sweet meat, very sweet
Okay.
meat, very sweet meat. So I will not say yes, I will not say no. But what is important is making money from the pig. You started with talking about the pig being in an environment that is unclean, dirty environment, and all that.
Very dirty.
Those ones are the domestic, the local pigs, the local breeds. Okay, so the foreign one, are not as dirty as the local one.
Like?
When you see them, they're always very clean. They're always very.
A pig is always.
They are not as dirty as the local one. Okay, so because there are different breeds of exotic one, there are different breeds. So it all depends on
So that
the
means
one that
types that are
yes,
not
like the local one. No, not
because I was passing through. I was passing through Ilepo, and there are usually pigs around that. I'm sure you know where.
No, those ones
and
are
I saw those pigs running into mud.
Now those ones are local. They are
Okay.
local breed. So, but for the purpose of those that want to start the piggery business with the foreign breeds, it's up to depend to simply means that you should not less than 500,000 naira if you reach the business. 100,000 just that you started with back then, and you also